Okay, so get ready for this because today we're taking a deep dive into Script Network.
Yeah.
And they are all about like revolutionizing how we watch videos
Mm.
using, you guessed it, blockchain
Old
technology.
Ain, right.
So imagine this. A world where you can watch TV, earn rewards just for watching, and you have a say in how the whole platform runs.
Yeah, pretty wild.
That's the potential we're talking about here.
It really is.
So we've got this crazy in-depth research report that we dug up from Token Metrics research, and let me tell you, things get really interesting.
Oh, yeah.
So first things first, what is Script Network even trying to do? Like, what's the big goal?
It's fascinating, actually. They're not just making another streaming platform.
Right.
They're actually trying to build like a whole new ecosystem for video.
Whoa, okay.
You can think of it kind of like, like Netflix or YouTube,
Right.
but instead of one big company calling all the shots, it's all run by this decentralized network.
So it's like a video co-op,
Yeah, exactly.
but using blockchain to make it all work? Exactly, yeah.
Okay, that's a lot to unpack. And actually, this research report mentions a bunch of different parts.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the script blockchain itself, right, which I guess is the foundation.
The foundation, yeah.
And then there's script TV, which is, I guess, like where you actually watch stuff.
Where you go to watch, yeah.
And then they have two different tokens, SCPT and SPAY.
Uh-huh.
That's a lot of moving parts.
It is, yeah, and each one is kind of important to understand.
All right.
The script blockchain, that's the foundation, right? Like
Yep.
we said, that kind of ensures that the whole ecosystem is transparent and secure. Then Script TV, that's where, like you said, you actually go to watch stuff, and they try to design it in a way that's engaging and rewarding.
Okay.
And then the two tokens, they kind of keep the whole system running. They're like the fuel.
Okay, so before we get into, like, what the tokens actually do and how they work and all that,
Yeah.
this script TV thing, the report talks about this watch-to-earn model.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? Like, are they paying me to watch cat videos?
Wow.
Not exactly cat videos,
Okay.
but you're getting the right idea.
Okay.
So they have these things called script tiles NFTs. And to earn rewards, you need at least one pair of these.
NFTs. Okay, so it's like I have to like own a piece of the platform just to watch it. I'm intrigued, but how does that actually benefit me? Like as a viewer, what do I get out of that?
Yeah, so there's kind of a few layers to that.
Okay.
First, just by owning and using these scriptualized NFTs,
Yep.
you're directly participating in the network,
Yes.
right? You're helping it grow. You're helping it be more successful.
Okay, so that makes sense.
Second, the rarer your scriptualized NFT, the more rewards you can earn. So
Uh-huh.
that's kind of cool.
Okay, so it's like you're actually invested.
Right.
Like the more rare it is, the better it is for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And they've kind of made it fun.
Yeah.
Like there are these things like you have to recharge your scriptualized NFTs by watching content.
Okay.
And then they also have these like gem multipliers and like loot boxes.
Whoa.
They've really gamified the whole experience.
So they're making it fun to earn.
Yeah, exactly.
But is that just about like getting people hooked, or is there something like bigger going on here? What's the overall goal with all this?
Yeah, the bigger picture is that they're trying to create a more sustainable and rewarding ecosystem, not just for the viewers, but for the creators too.
Gotcha.
The gamification, that's just one strategy, right?
Okay.
It's to kind of drive engagement
Yeah.
and get people like really participating in the network.
Right, right.
And so think about it this way. You know how on like traditional platforms, it's kind of like your attention is being like monetized by the big company.
Yeah.
Here, they're flipping that. You're directly rewarded for your time and attention.
So they're like shifting the power dynamic
Yeah,
and
exactly.
potentially putting more value back into the hands of the viewers.
Exactly. Yeah,
That's a big move.
it is. Yeah.
So this whole decentralized thing, how does that actually play into this? Sometimes it feels like just a buzzword.
Oh, it's way more than a buzzword.
Okay.
When you look at like the big streaming platforms, one of the biggest criticisms is that they lack transparency.
Mm-hmm.
There's no control,
Right.
Algorithms are deciding what you see. They can censor creators if they want. And how they share the revenue is often kind of like hidden.
Yeah, yeah.
Script Network is using like the power of blockchain to try and fix all that.
So does that mean like no more algorithm telling me what I should or shouldn't be watching?
That's the idea.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
But how does a decentralized network like actually make things better for me as a viewer?
It's all about choice and control.
Okay.
So with Script Network, you actually have a say in how the platform evolves.
Okay, Carol.
So there's this governance token, SCPT.
Right, one of the two tokens.
Exactly. And holding that token means that you get voting rights. You
Yeah.
can vote on proposals. You can influence, like development decisions. You're actually part of the process.
Oh, that's cool. So I actually get a voice.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And for creators, it means they can just make whatever content they want.
Okay.
They don't have to worry about being censored. They can reach a wider audience, and they get a fairer share of the revenue.
Okay, so this is starting to sound less like just a streaming service and more like, I don't know, like a movement?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Okay, so we're seeing how this whole decentralized thing can benefit like both viewers and creators. But I want to go back to these two tokens you were talking about, SCPT and SEX. What roles do they actually play in all this?
They're both essential, but they have distinct roles.
Okay.
So SecCPT, that's the governance token, like we were just saying, that gives you a voice.
Okay.
Holding that token means you get to vote, and it also kind of encourages users to share content,
Right.
which strengthens the network.
Okay, good.
And it's designed to have a fixed supply after they fully transition to their own blockchain, which helps maintain the value.
Okay, so SCPT is like about ownership and having a say in how Script Network does its thing. What about SPAY? Is this where I get paid for watching those cat videos?
You could say that, yeah. SPAY is the utility token.
Okay,
That's what you use for all the transactions on the platform.
gotcha.
So that's like paying gas fees, earning rewards for watching content, buying or selling NFTs on their marketplace.
So it's like the currency that keeps the ecosystem going.
Yeah, pretty much. It keeps everything running smoothly.
Okay, so CPT is for voting, CPA is for spending.
Exactly.
But if CPay is used for all these transactions, how do they make sure that like its value doesn't just tank as more people use the platform?
That's a great question. And it kind of highlights one of the really cool things about how they designed these tokens. So while CPay does have, a pretty big total supply, and it increases every year, they have this thing called a burning mechanism.
A burning mechanism, like they're like literally setting tokens on fire.
Not exactly,
Okay.
but you get in the right idea. So a chunk of the transaction fees that are collected, those are permanently removed from circulation.
Oh, wow.
So that helps to counteract the fact that, there's more being added every year.
Okay, so they're kind of like constantly adjusting to make sure that the value is stable.
Exactly.
That's really interesting.
It's clever.
All right, so we've got this platform with its watch to earn model, these two tokens working together, this whole decentralized philosophy. But where does Script Network actually fit in the market? Are they just another streaming platform, or is there something more here?
What sets them apart is that they're building the first, linear television platform on a blockchain,
Oh,
which is huge.
okay.
So it's not just on-demand content. It's like actually creating a decentralized television experience.
Wow.
And they've also got some pretty serious investors like GameFi Cap, Panini, Gate Labs.
Yeah, we talked about them.
They clearly see something special in what they're building.
Yeah. First to market with that linear TV on blockchain thing and big investors backing them. That's a powerful combo.
Yeah, it is.
But let's be real, no project is perfect. What are some of the challenges or risks that they might run into along the way?
You're right, there are always challenges. Like, for example, the whole regulatory landscape for a blockchain is still very much evolving, which is a hurdle for any project in this space.
Right, because governments are still trying to figure out what to do with all this, with Web3.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's always a risk that, some regulation will pop up that'll hinder them.
So the legal side of things is a big question mark. What else?
Well, competition,
Of
right?
course, yeah.
It's always a factor.
Yeah.
There are other decentralized platforms popping up all the time.
Mm.
And then you've got the big guys like Netflix and YouTube. They're not just going to sit back and watch their market share disappear.
Right.
So Script Network is going to have to be innovative and really set themselves apart if they want to stay ahead.
And on top of all that, blockchain itself is constantly changing.
Exactly.
So what works today might be old news tomorrow.
Absolutely, yeah.
So they're going to have to be like super adaptable, forward thinking.
Right. It's a very dynamic environment.
Yeah.
They need to be agile to thrive.
Okay, so we've got this innovative platform with a unique vision, some serious backing, but also some real challenges to overcome.
Yeah.
This is where things get interesting, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. And we've only just scratched the surface.
Right. There's so much more to talk about.
So much to explore, yeah.
Well, good thing this deep dive isn't over yet. We'll be back to explore more about Script Network's team, all the specific features they've got, and what all this means for the future of, online video. Stay with us.
Definitely. So welcome back, everyone. Before we go any deeper with all this,
Hmm.
I think it's important to remember that Script Network isn't just about the tech. It's about the people behind it.
Yeah, that's a good point. A great idea is nothing without a solid team to actually make it happen.
Exactly.
And, this research report actually spends a good amount of time talking about the Script Network team.
Hmm.
What stood out to you? Like, what were your impressions?
It was really interesting to me that they're not just like blockchain enthusiasts.
Right.
They seem to have a deep understanding of like media, content creation, finance, which is super important if you're building a platform in this space.
So they've got the tech side covered, but they also understand the business of, like, video entertainment.
Exactly.
That's a good sign.
It is. And, they've been active in the crypto space for a while, which means they've probably seen, all the ups and downs of this market.
Right, because it can be pretty volatile.
Oh, yeah. And that experience is super valuable when you're building something as big as Script Network.
Yeah, experience is great, but do they have the connections to actually, like, make this happen?
Yeah.
Building a decentralized platform like this, you need partners, you need the community to buy in. Did the research mention anything about that?
It did, yeah. They've apparently worked with some big names in the crypto world, and they've already got partnerships lined up with a few different projects that could potentially integrate with their platform.
So it's like they're building an alliance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. More than just a platform.
Right. And that kind of network is, like, crucial if you want to gain traction and build some momentum.
Absolutely.
And we can't forget those big name investors we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
GameFi Cap, Panini, Gate Labs. What's the significance of their involvement? Beyond just the money that they're putting in.
Well, it's huge. It's a vote of confidence. These investors, they're known for doing their research. They don't just throw money at anything.
Right.
So the fact that they're investing suggests that they see real potential in Script Network's vision and in the team's ability to actually pull it off.
So it's not just about the funding. It's
Right.
about having, like, experienced partners who believe in what Script Network is trying to do. Okay, that makes sense. Now, I want to go back to these Script GLAS NFTs for a second.
Yeah.
And we talked about the whole, like, watch to earn model,
Right.
but it still feels a little bit, like, fuzzy to me. Can we break down the actual benefits for viewers? Like, what do I actually get out of this?
Okay, so think about like a traditional streaming platform.
Okay.
You pay a monthly fee, you watch stuff, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, pretty much.
With Script Network, owning these Script GLAS NFTs means you get to participate in the platform's growth.
Okay, so I'm not just like a subscriber.
Right.
I'm actually invested in the platform's success.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, but how does that actually, like, benefit me?
Well, like we said before, the rarer your Script GLAS NFT, the more rewards you earn. But it's more than just that.
Okay.
Owning these, you become a part of this community. You can
Absolutely.
trade them, sell them. You can even use them to like get access to exclusive content or events. They're not just digital collectibles. They're like keys to a whole ecosystem of benefits.
So it's kind of like a loyalty program, but, like, on steroids.
Yes, exactly. The more you participate, the more you benefit.
And those gem multipliers and loot boxes we talked about before, those aren't just, like, gimmicks.
No. Think about it this way. Like traditional streaming platforms, they rely on algorithms to keep you hooked.
Right.
Script Network, they're using these like game elements to do the same thing,
Okay.
but in a way that rewards the viewer directly.
So it's about incentivizing participation,
Yeah.
but in a way that's, like, transparent and actually kind of fun.
Exactly, yeah.
Huh.
And it's not just about watching content either.
Yeah.
They have this whole script marketplace where you can buy and sell and trade these Script GLAS NFTs. So it creates this whole new economy within the Script Network ecosystem.
Wow. So there's, like, real potential for value creation here,
Yeah.
not just for Script Network, but for the viewers who are, like, actively participating.
Yeah, for sure.
This is starting to sound like a lot more than just watching TV.
It really is, yeah. It's about like changing the whole relationship
Mm-hmm.
between the viewers, the creators, and the platforms themselves.
Right.
And, Script GLAS and Script TV, that's just one part of what they're doing.
Oh, right. There's more.
Yeah. They've also got like Script Enterprise,
Okay.
which is aimed at businesses helping them save money on like video storage and distribution.
Oh, right. I remember reading about that. So they're not just focused on the consumer side of things.
Yeah.
They're also thinking about how this technology can change how businesses operate.
Exactly, yeah.
That's really interesting.
And Script Enterprise, it could be huge, especially for companies that like really rely on video.
Right.
It gives them a way to manage all their content that's like way cheaper and more efficient.
And what about their approach to advertising? They call it SaaS aids, right?
Yeah,
It's
says.
not like your typical banner ads and pop-ups and stuff, is it?
No, no, it's totally
Really?
different.
Okay.
SAs is based on tokens, and it lets businesses target their ads within the Script TV platform. It's supposed to be, less intrusive,
Right.
more relevant to whoever's watching, and it gives creators, like, another way to make money from their content.
So it's kind of like a decentralized advertising network
Yeah,
where like viewers are potentially rewarded for their attention and businesses can reach their target audience more effectively.
exactly. And all of this is happening within this, like, decentralized ecosystem, which
Mm.
means more transparency, more control, and hopefully a more fair way of, like, sharing the value.
Yeah, it's a big vision, that's for sure.
It is.
They're really trying to change like the whole video landscape.
Yeah, I think so. From how we watch stuff to how it's funded and distributed, it's a really comprehensive approach.
Mm-hmm.
They're tackling a lot of different aspects of the industry: content creation, distribution, advertising, enterprise solutions. It's a lot.
It is a lot.
Mm.
And we're not even done yet.
I know, right?
We still need to talk about like the potential impact of all this, the risks, what it could mean for the future of online video.
Right. We've covered a lot of ground, but the most interesting part is still to come.
Definitely. So stay tuned, everyone, because we're about to go even deeper into the world of Script Network. Okay, so we're back. And I gotta say, my mind is still kind of reeling from everything we've learned about Script Network.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in.
It's a lot, it's ambitious, but like with all this potential, there's gotta be some bumps in the road, right? Like some challenges along the way.
Oh, for sure. Like we were talking about before, the regulatory landscape is still a big question mark.
Yeah.
And that's a major hurdle for anything in the blockchain space.
It really is. It seems like governments are still trying to figure out how to handle this whole Web3 thing. What kind of challenges could that create for Script networks specifically?
Well, you could have like different countries with different rules about how you can use crypto
Right.
or how content needs to be licensed or distributed.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And trying to navigate all that would be a nightmare logistically.
Yeah, keeping up with the legal side of things could be a full-time job in itself.
Oh, absolutely. And then you've got the whole competitive landscape to think about.
Right, because they're going up against some big players.
Huge players like Netflix, YouTube.
Yeah,
These companies have tons of resources and millions of users already.
that's true, but Script Network is offering something different, right? It's not just another streaming service.
Right. And that's both their biggest strength and their biggest challenge.
Okay, I see what you mean.
They need to convince people
Yeah.
that this decentralized model is actually better.
Yeah.
It's not just a cool idea, it's a better way to experience video.
Right, right. And of course, we can't forget about the tech itself. Blockchain is still developing, so they're going to have to stay ahead of the curve to stay relevant.
That's a really important point. Like, what happens if a newer, better blockchain comes along?
Right.
Or someone else figures out a better way to incentivize users?
Yeah.
Script Network has to be adaptable, always innovating.
So it's like they're constantly walking a tightrope. But even with all that, there's this sense of excitement around Script Network. Why do you think that is?
I think it's because they're tapping into something that a lot of people want.
What's that?
A more fair internet.
Yeah.
More transparency.
Okay.
People are tired of feeling like their data is being used against them, or that they have no say in how these platforms operate.
Yeah, I get that. It's like they're offering a glimpse into a future where the internet actually works for the people.
Exactly. Not just for the big corporations.
Right.
And that's a powerful message. And whether a Script Network succeeds or not, I think they're part of this larger movement towards a more decentralized web, this Web3 thing everyone's talking about.
Yeah.
And that's something worth paying attention to, for sure.
It really is. Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive, what's like the one big takeaway you want our listeners to remember about Script Network?
I think the biggest thing is that Script Network is a bold experiment. They're really pushing the boundaries of how we create and share and experience video.
Right.
They're challenging the way things are done now and offering a real alternative to the big centralized platforms that we all use every day.
It's like they're asking, what if we could build a better internet?
Exactly, yeah.
And, whether they succeed or not, I think that question is going to keep driving innovation
For sure.
and change how we interact online.
Absolutely. Script Network is a really fascinating example of what decentralization can do
Yeah.
and what this whole Web3 thing could mean for a more user-centric internet.
Totally agree. Well, I don't know about you, but my mind is officially blown.
Mine too.
Script Network is definitely something I'm going to be following closely.
Me too.
Hmm.
It'll be interesting to see where they go from here.
And to all of you listening, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Script Network. Hopefully you learned some new stuff and you're just as excited as we are about what this technology can do.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, everyone. Stay curious. Keep exploring this amazing world of Web3.
See you on the next deep dive.